and Harris and I have had a lot of maturing we had to do because it was like school, work. The whole time we're doing school, but as soon as school ended, it was straight into like career, and you had to straighten up a lot quicker if you wanted to. Especially, I mean, y'all got a taste of the retail business in some sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, before when you kind of learn this yourself, like when you start selling to people, it's a different kind of animal versus, the kind of
selling commodities versus
know.
show pigs or grass. You got to please people. I mean,
yeah, we got a lot more customers rather than.
And you got to be personable.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm a pretty quiet person, but I mean, not to friends. This is great, but like new people, it takes me a minute to get
sure. When did y'all start Big Country?
comfortable. Yeah,
Harrison started Big Country first in 2018, spring of 2018.
The concept started in 2017, and we kind of started manifesting on what.
Was this your first business?
No,
Second,
yeah. It was our second business together.
Yeah, the first
Which one y'all had before?
It was called Kothman Excavation. I'm most proud of that decal, that logo. I was pretty proud of that one.
Hell yeah.
And it was just a small little brush clearing business. You go build some ranch roads, but it paid for school and pickups and.
Perfect. So that was during college?
That was like high school, college.
Well, so we had a DBA, and that's kind of how we got intro to the world. Is our dad was like, "You can do anything you want, but you ain't gonna be in the house."
And so I went to go work for McCoy's Lumberyard. They paid like $9 or $10 an hour, and I was doing that for like a month and a half, and I came back. They pull on a W-2, they pull your Social Security out, pull your taxes out, and all that, and worked like 60 hours.
You realized that wasn't the move.
Yeah, 60 hours, and I was like, man, this kind of sucks. Like I think I need to be an entrepreneur or whatever. Harrison had gotten this little dozer job right across the river from us, and Dad had like a 450J or 550J ROPS dozer at the yard, and an old dump truck with a bobtail on it. And Harrison was like 16.
Pulling 3 times as much.
Yeah. And so goes across the river, pushes some brush, and he goes, Sterling, I made $6,700 this week. I said, I called McCoy's. I said, I'm not even gonna put it in my 2 weeks. Like, quit. I want to be an entrepreneur.
But that's kind of how it all started right there. And then, this was before Facebook Marketplace and stuff. We did Craigslist ads, right? And so then we started doing Craigslist, and
for clearing land.
We did landscaping. We did kind of everything. We didn't really even have a business name. We're just like, hey, we're just 2 kids. We're just trying to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
We didn't have straps, trailers. We didn't have, we didn't have a pair of loppers.
We've been there before. I want to say,
just winging it.
There's a difference in, there's like probably a lot of different type of people, but people that we deal with or know of, there's entrepreneurs and there's people that just sit on their ass. And
I guarantee you.
A lot of times you have to have a like for farming, you can't just go jump in that shit. Like my family's done it, and I'm fortunate enough, like, we get to lease to run our grass farm. We lease some land from my dad. We pay a lot of money to lease it. He gave us an opportunity. It was not given to us.
Leased from other people too.
I mean, we had to have the money to do it, to take the lease, and to pay for the lease. It wasn't just like, here, farm this shit. Mm-hmm. Make whatever you want on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there can be all the instances in the world where there's, and it kind of goes back to the risk thing, right? I mean, there's so much money to be made out there, and if you just don't get off your butt and go chase it and apply it, you have some resources available from your folks because you've been blessed by them, and they're awesome for doing that. But I know plenty of other people whose parents did well for themselves.
Throw it
who
at
just
them. Here,
trashed it, right?
Spend
They
it
made nothing of it.
They go buy a new pickup.
Exactly.
We
So,
turn in $1 million.
And that story about Harrison going and getting Dad's dozer. Well, guess what? Dad attached a rental fee for that.
It'd been
Dad
cheaper if
attached
I had
a
a line of
diesel bill
credit.
for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it actually would have been cheaper for Harrison to go to United Rentals, but he's 16, couldn't get an account open there.
Yeah. No.
So they're
They
obviously
probably needed a
you know,
tax return. To
and
get
thank
rental.
God, like my dad did that because he taught us so much about estimating and cost analysis and building projects and all sorts of things like
And
that.
being accountable for your own decision.
Yeah, being accountable for your own
You-
decisions.
if you're wise enough
because I think
to
that
get
even
into
that,
it, you're wise enough to take the mistake for it.
And
you
get
know,
out of it.
I've never had a CDL, and Harrison never had a CDL, but he'd always say, like, all right, if you want that piece hauled over here, this is how much my trucks cost an hour. So if you want it hauled, whatever, if you get someone else to haul it, they need a COI to cover that load, you know? So there's just always things that the way he raised us, kind of like it was the real world always, you know?
We're thankful and we made the most of it. Is all I can say.
Well,
And
when people see your stuff, they're like, "Oh man,
Oh,
what
they don't
great
like
stuff!"
it.
But they don't know how much you
Even
had to
if
give
they're-
up. Yeah,
Or how much the bank owns.
yeah.
You know, you want to talk about like how good you sleep at night? How much do you owe the bank?
I don't sleep at night.
Yeah.
I don't sleep at night.
Whether it's I owe the bank
I
or
just wait
it's
till
just
daylight.
stressing about what's going on.
Yeah.
I try not to do that.
My
I gotta
body
get
hurts.
I don't know.
and
Jake seems
everything
like
else.
he sleeps pretty good.
Yeah, Jake sleeps. Jake does not have a care in the
I-
world.
I-
Jake's like 8
I
hours a
sleep
day.
last night.
But
Jake
Sleeps
don't
4
have-
on the couch and
4 in his
4 in
room.
his room.
Yeah.
But
I
no,
fall
Man,
that kid got he. I don't care. It made me so damn mad. He
Move
got
on.
no. I want to say it so everybody can hear it because. But to say that shit about a friend that would be there for you,
Yeah.
he got opportunities given to him
Yeah, fuck that guy.
in the land clearing.
Mhm.
Start over. He got opportunities that were given to him in the land clearing,
Uh-huh.
and it was the machines are paid for. You pay for the diesel, run the machine,
Yeah.
make the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big ass opportunity.
Yeah.
And took him to college for some of the bullshit
Yeah.
and has done nothing with any of it.
Well, I would say Sterling and I were at lunch earlier with a buddy of ours, and Sterling brought up a good point. It was the older we get, our clients have become closer in some retrospects as friends, and then friends have gotten more distance from us. And as you say, like you're starting to have to call out some of the envious people. You got the people that aren't truly in your corner that they used to say they were, and that's okay. I've heard some deals that I really enjoy now looking back and self-reflecting on is some relationships weren't meant to last. They're seasonal. And their
Learn from
season
it.
is now over.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, Sterling and I have had to do that a lot in the last couple of years.
I don't
It's-
want it to happen. That's the
You,
last
you
thing
don't
I
want it to happen,
But,
but there's
fuck.
just some people that have the best interest and some that don't. And, you know,
If I'm
I hate it when someone like goes and judges an entrepreneur that then they say, well, I wouldn't have done it that way, or I'd have done it this way, or what they're doing doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they would do that.
why
Right.
aren't you doing it?
Yeah, but what have
Yeah.
you done?
Nothing.
What have you done? And you're watching the rest of your life go by it, and that's okay. There are people in the world that need to do that. There are
Not
people,
everybody needs to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, not everybody needs to do that.
Got to be some average people.
And there's
in the world.
not, and there, it's not everybody's cut from the same cloth like that. But when you're talking about your circle of people, even if like a good friend, even if they're not an entrepreneur or whatever, they're gonna be like in your corner, kind of no matter what.
If they're not in your corner, they don't.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, they can be you meet at the bar,
yeah.
talk, enjoy your
Yeah.
time. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But like that's not the some bitch you call when you need somebody,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
learn who those
Yeah.
people are.
And
And
I got a lot of good friends that I might not talk to, but once every 3,
best some
6,
bitches
maybe
around.
a year.
Yeah.
But if I call them tomorrow and say, hey, I need your help,
They're,
Yeah.
they'd be here.
they'd be here.
And
or
I-
at least
I have
pick up
lots
the
of
phone.
friends
I
that way.
know who they are.
I'm not
Yeah.
the guy that's gonna
But
pick up the phone and call you or text you every day. But
Yeah.
if you ever need anything,
Well,
if I ever need anything,
that's
I'm
why
counting on people.
y'all are super blessed, and I'm super blessed because we got brothers, and I know I can pick up the phone whenever I did need to talk or I did need help working or whatever. I got Harry right there, and vice versa, and probably the same
Yeah.
for all y'all because being an entrepreneur. We talked about a lot of emotional stuff today, but you pour your heart out into your business, And, you know, the way we all were stacking sod that first year,
Oh,
you got to
fuck
be a
that.
tough bitch to do what y'all were doing with that. I mean, that was all physical labor in heat and
The
whatever
100 degrees
conditions.
suck.
And like, you got to be passionate about what you're doing when it comes to physical labor, because, you know, I talk all the time. Hardest job I've ever had to date was shoeing horses. Like, that mentally tested me more than any other thing I've ever done in my life.
$150 every horse. Come on.
No, I was a
Yeah.
helper.
Oh,
You know, I was learning because a lot of them guys got to go to school to learn,
Yeah.
or they work underneath another guy for 5-6 years before they go out on their own. So I wouldn't get 150 a head. I was getting 150 a day.
Yeah.
You get under 10, 15 horses a day for $100.
that's a lot of horses and a little money.
Yeah.
And I lost a lot of weight. I couldn't afford to eat. I also, you know, was exercising quite a bit. So,
Yeah.
Well, Sterling called me one day, and we had to cut some people out of our lives, and he goes, "Man, I just, these people are different." And we started talking. And it's like, are they different? Or are we different?
We're different.
And I think realistically, to be an entrepreneur, you are the different. You're the 1%
You're
guy
not
that
average.
goes, you know what? I think I enjoy putting myself in cracks and trying to figure out how to get out of it.
How
Yeah.
You'll
boring
lose
would
a
it
lot
be?
of friends
How boring would it be to do
when
something
you
different?
separate
9 to 5,
yourself
buddy.
doing
Yeah.
off the wall shit that people don't understand.
Well, a lot of
Yeah.
people don't statistically, if you make more than $78,000 a year, you're in the 1% bracket. That's wild to me.
Crazy.
That $78,000 a year, that's what separates you from being.
Oh, then I'm in the
99%.
2% now.
Seven.
It probably jumps pretty significantly. After
Yeah.
7
No,
years.
I mean, it's just like things like that, you know. I mean, I still remember. I don't even know if it's okay if I tell the story to y'all or not. It might be kind of personal to y'all. But,
That's your call.
Let's hear it.
No,
cut it.
you
I
can't
remember-
hurt me.
If it pisses me off, you can cut it.
walk into the office and all three of y'all are in there talking to Cambo. And I was like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Well, we're looking at a tractor and think we're going to try to buy this one and filling out a credit app." I said, "Awesome. That's great." And
You didn't
but
know?
they were like, "We're going to have to use Jake's credit, though."
Just some bitch and everything about mine.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, that's like one of my favorite stories about y'all. I love that. They're like, "Oh, we're going to have to use Jake."
Yeah.
Jake, I'm sorry to tell you.
They were
the
like,
fall
"Jake,
guy.
can we use your
Yeah,
credit?"
yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, that's fine."
I would tell you there's a million times that I've grabbed Big Brother over here and it's like, we can't do this without your help.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just his extra years and kind of his early on farming career, what they've been doing, or Jake.
I started my senior year.
Jake,
I started my senior year.
Yeah,
after
Jake came
football.
right out of high
As
school.
soon as
and-
football was over, I
We
started
were
farming.
Of course, with some help, Jake was farming and kind of doing some good things. And we were trying to go to college, and I could only do about a semester before I knew I needed to go home and
Yeah.
Hold on there.
start
I'm gonna do-
chasing
I'm
the
gonna
real
do
world.
this one.
See,
Yeah.
that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No.
we'd always kind of leaned on Jake.
Jake's
But that's,
dog.
you know, what a display of trust in between all three of y'all.
We created an LLC a while back. Been a year, 2
Year,
years,
maybe.
whatever.
It's been 2 years, and at the beginning
We are
of this,
33, 33.
Jake was pretty optimistic about joining up with me and Marty. I told Jake several times, I said, "Listen, you just got to trust us." Like,
You're an idiot if you don't do it.
and I hope I don't ever let it
Anybody,
down. But I
any
told
of us
Jake
down.
multiple times, I was like, "Just hang with us. Like, we got a
Yeah.
plan. We're
Dude,
gonna do
He
this."
put the most
Honestly, I
into
never
it.
planned on growing grass, but I'm doing it now.
But we
Cotton-
cannot
cotton
do
leaves
this
in.
without you, Jake.
Yeah,
And
no.
he's agreed to jump.
He's done
jump in the boat
He's
with
put
us.
the most in the beginning.